What's up guys, I did a cheap and cheerful Faraday box not so long ago. Now, one step I missed off that was cardboard lining. You can still use that system and the link will be above for a cheap plastic box that can be a Faraday cage, but make sure you cardboard line it. This, however, I've stepped it up. So this is the ammo box that I picked up from the UK prepper shop. I got this when I got the NBC kit. Now, it came, I was hoping it'd be solid metal. You can see what it used to be there, but all the way around it there is holes, these little vent holes here. Obviously they're for a reason in the first place, for pressure or what have you, but I am going to have to go around and seal these, make sure we've got a good solid metal seal. If you look at the seam joint there, there's also little holes in the corner. So we're going to have to think about what we're going to do to line this and patch up these holes without welding, ideally, because not an experienced welder. So we'll figure out a way we could do that, including all these little gaps. Potentially gaps along the seal there, could potentially paint that. I'm not sure if it's a gap all the way through. I'll have to check the inside lining for that one. But yeah, lots to think about there. It's a good starting point. I picked up some tools just to get the metal contact. So I got a sanding block with sandpaper, a wire brush to get in all the little angles, and then just some different grades of sandpaper. I started with these top holes in the corners. We're going to sand these down till we expose the metal underneath. The idea being that we patch it and it's one piece of metal, so any sort of EMP, any sort of charge will pass all the way through. There's no gaps in it, nothing can get through that. Once we've exposed this metal, I'll ensure we've got a nice clean surface all the way around it, so nothing affects our contact when we add our patch. So it's nice and smooth, no little bumps on there. Okay, next we're going to have a look at this, make sure it's fully exposed so we can see the metal, no paint around the edge, and it's only the very edge that we need. We're going to use, for this first one, an empty can, and all we're going to use is a knife to cut a square out of the can, and then use the metal side of that square, just sand it slightly to etch it so it's got a good bond, and then attach that to the box. There's the square. We just literally are adding it to the box. It'd be great to weld that on, solder that on if you've got the facility to do that, or you could do it with a little piece of metal, but we're doing it without any sort of solder irons here. This is the botch it job. So for our first one with the metal, we're going to use super glue. This is just a cheap 3-gram super glue. You can get different gel ones, things like that, but it's all about saving money at this stage. Just do a nice ring around the outside, not touching the inner circle, and then just get a good pressure on that so you can see from the inside it's sealed and it's touching all the way around. There it is, completed there. And that's one patch. This little gap under here, we've got a piece of tin foil that we've scrunched up, and we'll get that flush and tight against all the sides for that gap there. Don't worry too much about this seal, it's just the main outer seal. Great camera work where I got my hand in the way of everything there, but it is wedged in there nice and well, and I just literally dabbed a bit of super glue around the outside just to make sure it doesn't drop out at any point. And that would be that corner sealed, as it were. And finish that off with some good solid masking tape on the outside, just to keep that all together. Again, great camera work with the hand in front of it. Sorry about this. Good job I was doing voiceover. Make sure there was all the air was out of the sides of that, and I could feel that it was fully sealed down, and that was one corner done, solid. And we'll repeat the process on each of the corners. This time I was trying it with a piece of tin foil. So it's about 4 layers folded over, stuck to the middle of the masking tape, and tape that on there, and bang. How quick and easy was that? So there's 2 options there. That's once I'd finished all 4 of the corners, you can see, it was time to look at the edge on the inside. So the ridge of the box, when you closed it, made contact with some of the box, but some of it was recessed. So you can see that's bits lower down than the bits that you can see are making contact. So this was going to be an issue. So the first thing to do was take off the paint. So we've got a metal exposed surface all the way. And then in that recess, to make that more in line, back to our old friend, the tin foil. Now this is just like I say, it's very DIY this, using tin foil and stuff. If you could weld a plate on, make this all one flat surface, that'd be brilliant. But this is all about quick, dirty, easy and working. So there you see it tape in place and it's level with the rest. So we should have a good contact over the whole thing. I've got to make sure that's all the way around as well, around the outside, up the sides and around the corner. So it's literally a full square that's level and will make contact with this surface. This surface we also have to expose the paint. So we've got a metal contact there on both sides. Here is some of the paint that I've took off all the way around, and same sort of thing, we're going to infill all that with the tin foil, leaving an edge so it touches, and just using the masking tape to tape that in place. Again, love to be able to weld all this up, it would be great, but to double secure this, I decided to line the inside of the box with tin foil. So not only have you got the solid metal outer, you've got another layer of tin foil there. Once that was done twice over, neat, that was a double thickness tin foil inside. So we've not just got the metal outer box, we've got the inner box. Cut the cardboard to fit. Luckily I had a box that was close to it, so it didn't take all that much cutting. Tape that in position and we have a cardboard inner liner there with the tin foil in between. So metal, tin foil, cardboard is the layers we've got at the moment. Now I made a lid out of cardboard and I thought, oh, I'll put a tin foil hat on that. So then when you open the box, you've got tin foil lined on the inside lid. Still got to fill it with my stuff, but there's a few things there. Sealed in cardboard, surrounded by tin foil on all sides, including the lid, and inside the metal ammo box, which seals up. Now on the phone test, the phone signal was completely cut off, went through to answer machine when I tried to ring a phone in there, tested the radios, couldn't get any sort of signal through there. So for me, that's a pretty good job. I'm not sure how I can test it further without the proper equipment, but with 2 layers of tin foil, layer of cardboard and the actual metal surrounding case that is one piece, I think we've got a good chance of keeping some of our electronics safe in case of a CME or an EMP that could affect that. Only time will tell, but hope that helped you in some way. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and all that wonderful stuff, and let me know your comments below. Bye.